What's going on, guys? Nate the Great here, coming at you with yet another reaction video. I'm 3 weeks late on this one, only because I wasn't sure if I'm gonna watch this one and react to it. I'm not that familiar with Saitama. This is Saitama versus Popeye. I don't know what they're gonna do with Popeye either. The only thing I really remember from like the show was he could eat spinach and like gain like superhuman strength. So, and I know nothing about Saitama. I'm probably butchering his name. The only thing I really know about him is he's from One Punch Man. And that's it. So I'm just gonna react to it the best I can and see what happens. So, without further ado, let's get this party started.
Saitama,
Saitama.
the One Punch Man.
Popeye, the Sailor Man.
Yeah.
East versus West. Old versus new.
Healthy eating versus basic exercise.
These two warriors may seem ridiculous, but their unassuming exteriors belie impossible strength.
He's Whiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze
Use their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Life is pain.
Yes.
Brutal and short. The challenges we face
And it sucks.
during our brief sojourn on this tiny blue marble are what make us human. They light a fire in our soul. They make it all worth something. Without them,
Does it really?
we are lost.
Yeah, it's a little early in the day for an existential crisis, but
That's true.
luckily I
Gumball.
came prepared.
For this failed salaryman, all it took to get that fiery passion back was
Wait,
to
he had
save
hair?
this butt-chin child
Holy shit.
from a crab monster in underwear. That was a sentence.
This
Okay.
man was Saitama, and he was going to be a superhero.
And so he trained, pushing his body beyond
I don't have to worry about spoilers because I don't really have an
boundaries of
intention to watch One Punch
So
Man.
hard, his frickin' hair fell out.
Saitama's strength grew exponentially day by day, with the goal of becoming the greatest hero.
I'm really
ever
only
lived.
watching this for
Much
Popeye.
to his horror, that's exactly what he got.
All it took was one punch.
Alright.
He became
And he destroyed an entire block.
too strong. He became the one, the only, the infamous Kate
One Punch Man.
Baldy.
But
Right.
anyone who's cool knows him as One Punch Man, as in he can't help but beat almost every opponent he's faced in exactly one punch. One friggin' punch!
Really?
And this is a universe with some pretty whacked out monsters, like a giant who's over 1/4 kilometer tall and can stomp city-sized craters into the earth.
Or an Esper who can effortlessly pull giant meteors from outer space.
Or a Monster King who shaved off a continent from the Earth's surface and lifted it into the stratosphere. And Saitama's never even broken so much as a sweat fighting any of them.
During their battle, that same Monster King absorbed this huge chunk of the Earth's core and fired it at Saitama.
Who blocked it by squirt gunning some lava at it.
Sure.
The lava he was bathing in, naked. Then he
Right.
punched him. Surprise.
Saitama's
Okay.
created after images just
That
by
makes
hopping
sense.
side to side, defeated a
So he
martial
can do
arts
after-
master with his butt,
So you can do after image.
and survived the inhospitable vacuum of space after being kicked all the way to the moon and before jumping back to Earth in about 16 seconds. That's 8% the speed of light.
Kinda like the time he blocked attacks from this alien dude who stated to move near light speed, or punch so fast his fist starts to pollution. You know, that thing that happens when you approach the speed of light?
Saitama utilizes his absurdly superhuman strength and speed with techniques like his devastating normal punch. And if he wants to amp it up, the consecutive
Jeez.
normal punches.
Are you kidding
Okay.
me? Those are his attack names?
Superhuman
What kind of
powers,
self-respecting anime protagonist is he?
Plain and simple, he's a satire form. Instead of seeing his journey from the beginning and enjoying his struggle to the top, we join him when he's already there.
And he's got a
Basically,
serious
imagine if Goku
set
went
of
Super
tenors.
Saiyan in his fight against Jackie Chun. Kinda sucks all the drama out of it, doesn't it?
And that's the point. Far from the power fantasy the genre is known for, Saitama's life became an existential nightmare. Without suitable conflict, the struggle that had heretofore defined him became meaningless. His new reality was inescapably boring.
Which is really saying something when he can decimate mountains without even hitting them, or shatter asteroids that rank a 9 on the Torino scale. For
Okay.
those not in the Torino, that's equal to 1 trillion tons of TNT. This guy's training must have been insane.
That would be 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups,
Okay, this
100
seems
squats,
like
and a
totally
10-kilometer run
overpowered for
every
Popeye.
single day.
I
And
mean,
that's it.
You've got to be shitting me.
like I said, the only thing I remember him being able to do was like being able to like go like have the super strength with the spinach, but
It doesn't make sense because it's not allowed to make sense. To be fair, though, to someone who isn't already a trained soldier or athlete, keeping that workout routine every day for years is pretty much impossible.
Well, 100 push-ups and sit-ups are technically doable, especially if you space them out. Doing
Right.
100 squats and then running half a marathon every single day would absolutely destroy your legs.
Put simply, effective
But let me
workouts
guess,
involve
One
shredding
Punch
muscle
Man can do
fibers at the micro level, then allowing them time to repair themselves, more durable than before. This repair process requires hydration, consuming protein and carbohydrates, and lots of sleep.
But Saitama's workout schedule doesn't give them time to repair, which means he was basically just ripping himself to shreds over and over and over. After a few days, he shouldn't even have been able to move, but he just kept going.
right.
There might be an explanation. Take the brilliant scientist Dr. Genus, whose half-century of research into evolution Saitama erased in, well, one punch. According to Genus's hypothesis, Saitama's training broke his limiter.
Basically, every living thing on Earth has a limit to their natural ability.
Okay.
At some point, no matter how badass they are, they'll plateau. Wait a minute. Have I peaked? I gotta go to the gym!
Well, Saitama trained so hard, he literally defied the laws of nature and reality. He just breaks the logic of his world.
Right.
He crushed the entire field of evolutionary biology in the palm of his hand.
And
Right.
while he has stated that his
Sure.
strength did eventually stop growing, it's pretty clear he's never gotten close to showing it off in full.
Such as when he fought the godlike alien conqueror Lord Boros, and finally broke out his serious punch. A blow where he punches a little harder than normal.
It reflected
Sure.
Boros' collapsing star-roaring cannon.
That makes
That's
sense.
a technique. An energy blast that was going to blow up the friggin' planet. That's over 50 zetatons of TNT. Like a quadrillion of the world's strongest nukes going off at once.
Despite his obvious and overwhelming power, Saitama's accomplishments were never officially recognized. As if no one in their right minds could believe a psych ward Charlie Brown could save the world.
Well, he doesn't seem to mind. Almost as if being removed from anything resembling conflict gave him a perspective on how tropey and contrived his world is. Only Saitama's the only one in on the joke, because who cares about how far up their own ass a supervillain is?
Sure.
You can just chill at home with your buds and play video games.
Maybe that was the real lesson all along. Not to value our lives based on our accomplishments, but on the time we
Anime
spend living and
Apparently.
enjoying life's simple pleasures.
I'll leave that to Saitama, and I can't think of anything more pleasurable than punching so hard my name becomes a byword for literally unbeatable. The dude is the undisputed king of broken anime characters, because until Saitama finds his equal, he's gonna end all his fights
In one punch.
punch.
So Popeye,
Popeye the
what you got?
Sailor Man, hero, adventurer, sailor.
I wonder how they're gonna animate him. Yeah, I like that.
Sounds like he smokes
I mean, I got-
Marlboro factories every day. And if you ever wanted to know what angry cat sex sounds like, he can sing. I'm Popeye
The Sailor Man, toot toot.
How exactly do you know? Never mind. Popeye's origins are humble. Born to the cruelly named Poop Deck Pappy,
Dick
Popeye
Pappy.
was, immediately upon birth, horrifically ugly.
Aw.
So ugly, his father fled in embarrassment of his spawn and never returned.
Poor
So
Popeye.
Popeye grew up with a chip on his shoulder and a pop in his eye.
So known as Popeye the Sailor Man, he's age 40, he's 5'6", he's 158 pounds. He's from Santa Monica, California. Hero of the U.S. Navy. He's a heavyweight champion boxer. Likes spinach, olive oil, and more spinach. Sure.
Especially after discovering his higher calling, beating the snot out of people.
Don't worry,
Awesome.
Popeye's fists are righteous, only
Like
stealing
Pluto.
the snot
Or
of
Pluto.
those who deserve it. Inspired by his adopted father, Whaler Joe, Popeye set out to put his combat prowess to the test and join the Navy, becoming a true sailor man.
It was there
Yeah.
he learned the sweet science of boxing and do battle against World War II era racial stereotypes. I'm being non-specific, not just for
The
sensitivity,
war hero,
but
goddammit.
because there are so many examples.
Originating in the era of rubber hose animation, Popeye's body is essentially made of,
Well, rubber.
able to stretch, twist, squish, and squash any way
So
he likes.
superhuman
Or
physique,
rev up his arm
can
for a
summon
punch that'll
spinach,
knock you around
better
the planet.
reconstruction,
Popeye's punches
physical
are
mobility,
fascinating, since they can
forceful
disincorporate their
awareness.
targets into composite elements, like turning anchors into fishhooks, an alligator into handbags, and several Native Americans. You know, I don't even want to know.
I think the reason's pretty simple, Wiz. He's a cartoon. He can basically do whatever he wants. He can shoot
Cartoon
fire
logic.
from his corncob pipe, pull a canyon closed, punch bolts of lightning out of the air,
Oh,
and even
okay.
give the sun a black eye.
Judging
Nice.
by the distance the sun is from the Earth, as well as the time it took for the high striker puck to reach it, the puck must have been moving at 500 times the speed of light.
Damn.
In order to generate that force, Popeye must have swung his fist just as fast. Hell, he's even shadowboxed so fast he somehow
Hit himself.
occupied 2 pieces at once and hit himself.
So, was he just born this way?
Fucking
Is
love
being
Popeye.
ugly the secret to pulling insane bullshit superpowers out of your ass?
Sure.
'Cause if so, you might want to get on that, buddy.
Cartoon logic.
No. The secret to Popeye's immense physical strength
This is
is
spinach.
simply the virtue of nutrition.
I knew you'd find a way to make it lame.
Specifically, Popeye has spent his life consuming a miracle herb that has turned him from a mere sailor into a veritable
To a
god.
badass.
Spinach.
Propaganda straight from the bean counters at Big Vegetable.
Yeah.
You'll never get me to eat my greens,
Yeah.
damn you! It's only animal flesh and grain
But
alcohol
Popeye.
for me!
Originating in Persia, Spinacia
This is legit how my parents used to get me to eat spinach. Because they kept reminding me of Popeye.
oleracea is a leafy green nutrient and antioxidant-rich vegetable that can help prevent cancer and reduce blood pressure.
And apparently imbue your biceps with the power of God and anime.
While
Yeah.
a normal can of spinach contains about 44 calories, when used in Popeye's world, its effects are multiplied. Not only does it immediately increase Popeye's already impressive strength and speed even further, it makes him virtually impervious to harm.
It
And-
lets him fly, turn invisible, shapeshift his body into literally anything, and even survive the universe.
See, I don't remember any of this.
That's right. This big whatever the
How?
hell that thing is apparently God, and he turned off reality in order to kill Popeye and his friends.
I don't
Because why
ever
not?
remember
Except
this.
guess what? Popeye was fine.
He just got
Why?
super strong.
Because he eats his spinach.
I wonder what its nutritional content is like. Well, let's find out with math.
Right.
A single
No.
can of spinach in Popeye's world was once able to grow a
Beanstalk,
so tall
sure.
it reached into outer space, all the way to a nearby solar system, and shattered this stylized yellow star.
Right.
By measuring the volume of this spinach stalk and including the caloric density
That's a lot of
of regular
numbers.
spinach, we can calculate one single can of Popeye spinach contains over 46 undecillion calories. That's over 700 octillion times greater than the total calories
Jesus.
the average person will consume over their entire life.
That's over 46 million Yoda tons of TNT.
Yoda
enough to
tons.
destroy, well, a star. Or enough to punch your annoying neighbor so hard that when they land, they tilt the Earth.
By measuring the angle of the
Sure.
planet after tilting, we can determine its axis was adjusted by about 13 degrees in less than a second. That's a speed of about 1.8 million meters per second.
I wonder, is that enough to power a rocket ship so fast it travels backwards in time? Yeah, because that happened. I
So he
only know
punched
one
Pluto
type of
very
herb
hard.
that'll take you through time. But
Around
whatever
the
kind of
world to the
spinach it
moon
is,
to
sure
tilt
ain't
the
normal.
Earth's
Not true.
axis.
Popeye doesn't
Axis.
consume some special magical
It
spinach.
was black out of the
Any kind
sun.
will do, even if it's handed to him by the audience in the real world watching his cartoon.
He can
Right.
summon cans to his side.
Yeah, I
by
remember
whistling
that.
for them,
Like he
breaking
he'd break the fourth
into
wall.
reality, or just waving his hand. The dude has literally been disintegrated into nothingness. Then his nothingness grabbed
he
a
cre-
spinach can out of nowhere and ate it. Nothing ate it. His nothing.
And he came back.
They came back good as I don't know.
He can even punch so hard
Cartoons.
he tears the film strip he's being animated on, or exit his cartoon to beat the shit out of his own animator.
So Popeye's basically fought two different versions of God and whooped their asses. You know,
Nice.
He's a pretty chill broski, considering he's basically a spinach-eating Lovecraftian nightmare.
But he's always down for a scrap. So if you decide to antagonize him, be aware you're messing with one of cartoon's all-time heavyweight champions.
Right.
And for your own sake, eat your
vegetables.
All right, the combatants are set. Run the data.
Gee, I don't know now.
But first, in case you're...
I don't know. Oh, I don't even know who to say, honestly. They both sound like they're really super strong. They both sound like they could reach God-ish levels. I half want to say Popeye, only because I'm not sure. So, without further ado, 3, 2, 1.
Now, it's time for a death battle!
Okay, so they're at the grocery. Oh.
Man, this crap's always so expensive.
So is Papa? So is he gonna eat the last spinach? Oh shit. Oh. Okay. Sounds over spinach. Figures. Oh. Did this break December? Boom. Okay, they're in the street. Yeah.
Well, blow me down.
Let's build the video.
I know, right? Overwhelming strength is so
Yeah,
boring.
it sucks.
I can't sleep now.
Oh shit. Okay, this must be that nothingness they're talking about, right? There you go. Oh shit. Yeah. He can come back to life.
A little bit more interesting now.
Okay, I just feel like they're gonna be like punching the shit out of each other and not doing anything. Okay, there's the after image. The rubber. The rubber. There you go. Pixel animation.
Crazy Gazookas.
I'm just a guy who's a hero for fun. Who the hell are you?
He says, each trash talk is finished.
What do you know? How am I gonna get back now?
Cool. You're gonna destroy the universe, guys. Apparently. Shit. Yeah, I gotta admit, this is a cool though. Is that jump force animation? What's with the animation they use in jump force? So it's turned him into a jump force game. Okay. Okay, Popeye looks cool. Person's dead.
Amazing! This is amazing! How did she get so strong?
Okay, okay.
It's me spinach.
I'm trying to remember to make it okay. You just play because you want to. Okay, so there you go. He threw him across the world.
Can this be? My heart's beating so fast. My muscles ache. I can feel them again.
Okay, sure.
That's all I can stand,
I
'cause
can't
can't
stand no more.
no more.
Yes.
I never thought it would happen. A serious fight. I found it!
Okay, they kill each other.
Weird spinach mascot.
Oh shit! Okay, it's an egg. You scrambled them, dude.
He took a big
Let's
gamble,
gamble,
but now he is
a
scrambled. I'm
Oh yeah,
Popeye
the
the
Sailor
Sailor
Man.
Man.
Yes. Yes.
Hey-o! Well, I guess you could say
I am so satisfied.
that fight was over easy. Wait, except isn't Saitama's whole gag that he can't lose?
It is, but it's more nuanced than that. Despite breaking his limiter, Saitama's strength isn't limitless. He
Right.
said so himself.
Okay.
Breaking his limiter meant his potential strength was likely infinite, but there's nothing left in his world powerful enough to push him to get stronger, like a bodybuilder stuck with 5-pound dumbbells.
He
Mhm.
also doesn't possess some magical ability to kill someone in one punch regardless of effort. Powerful adversaries like Boros and Garo have survived his blows repeatedly, albeit briefly, and he's never met anyone quite like Popeye the Sailor Man.
Yeah.
According to the mangaka, One Punch Man's gag is that Saitama is an anime protagonist at the end of his series, slapped in at the beginning of his series, where he's too strong to have a challenge.
So, if we know Saitama's strength does have a limit, what is it?
We know he can deflect Boros' planet-destroying blast, but he was clearly super casual about it. He may have called it his serious punch, but that's the joke. He's only now getting kind of serious.
In order to get as generous a number as possible, let's assume Saitama was exerting the least amount of effort he could to throw that punch. Since he's still technically a human, we can assume the ratio between the least amount of effort possible and the most is relatively consistent with other humans. Let's just say he burned the equivalent of only 1 calorie relative to the strongest punch ever recorded, which was over 1,000 joules. For reference, the average person burns about 1 calorie a minute doing absolutely nothing.
Okay.
So this is assuming Saitama is literally as casual as physically possible.
That'd make his strongest punch about 200 times greater than his weakest. Using Boros' energy blast as a base, Saitama's theoretical strongest punch would be over 11 yotatons of TNT. That's absolutely insane, enough to annihilate Uranus 4 times over.
Well, that's impressive, but that's still far less than Popeye's
Uranus.
Starburst power, which was millions of times greater. Sure, this is only an estimate. We don't know Saitama's full strength exactly. But the point is, whatever it may be, it can be measured.
That's right, but trying to compare them with just numbers isn't the whole story.
While Saitama can break his world fairly easily, it's still a semi-realistic world that generally obeys the laws of physics.
Popeye and his
Popeye
world, on
doesn't
the
have
other hand,
physics.
can't really be measured at all. The dude's occupied 2 places at the same time, ripped the film strip he's animated on, and knocked out the guy drawing him. Can't do math to figure that out. Popeye's just on a whole other level of bullshit.
Even if
Yeah.
Saitama was strong enough to kill Popeye in one punch,
He
Popeye
could
has
just come back.
survived being fully disintegrated, only to recover good as new. Hell, God turned off all of reality and Popeye just
He
ignored
came
it.
back.
And on the flip side, there was nothing stopping Popeye from just turning Saitama into a bunch of eggs,
Sure.
which he can do without spinach. So even if Popeye was weaker, he'd still have a way to finish the job in one punch.
Saitama was easily one of the strongest combatants we've ever seen, but pure strength was no match for Popeye's insane power, survivability, and plain old cartoon shenanigans.
So basically, it's like strength versus like lack of physics, basically.
If you thought nothing could match the One Punch Man, now you know
Popeye
Popeye's
can.
spinach can.
The winner is Popeye.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap for our anniversary season. Thank you so much for watching and supporting us for over a decade. Here's to another as Death Battle will return in 2022.
Coming soon. Bigger heroes, bigger villains. Huh? So I actually really enjoyed that battle. I learned a lot about the characters, and there we go. Um, I enjoyed that. Not gonna lie. So I hope you did. I hope I enjoyed my reaction. Um, so don't forget to subscribe, smash that notification icon, and thank you guys for watching.